Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my office/studio. This is where I do a lot of my videos, where I meet with my clients. And it is a little too humid outside and not sure it's not gonna start pouring rain in just the next few minutes. So we're inside today. So welcome, glad you're here. I am a little more dialed up than usual. I'll be doing some professional videos a little bit later this morning. So I just decided to do it all at once rather than having to go back and redo my makeup. So welcome. And welcome to Good Morning, the Facebook Lives that I do every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I know that is early for many of my clients. Not to worry, it is always on the Facebook page, so you can catch up and watch at any time. These are intended to support you, hey Candy, with your weight loss. However, all of these same techniques, regardless of what you're going through and your resistance, is from these aspects. And most of my clients who come to me for weight loss also struggle with their money. The same reasoning that we use to eat something chocolate or have another glass of wine is the same reasoning we use when we're out shopping. And that could be, I deserve it. I've done so well on my diet today, I deserve that second glass of wine. I've done so well on my budget, I deserve those $1,000 pair of shoes. And so that's what I mean, where it comes from the same source. Today we're talking about resistance. And actually resistance isn't what you all think it is. It's actually good. It actually shows you and brings to light what is going on for you so that you can move forward with much more ease by releasing that block. So let me step backwards. Resistance is natural. Resistance is keeping yourself safe. And as water flows in a pattern of the least resistance, so in other words, if you watch water flowing downhill, it comes to a rock, good morning, comes to a rock and it's going to move around it. It flows in the path of least resistance. And this is something I'm learning from Robert Fritsch. And this is very fascinating because it's the same thing that happens in our brain. Our neural pathways are created so that it flows easily. The energy flows easily down this neural pathway. The neurons flow easily. And if there's resistance, it's going to find another way to make your life as easy as possible. The brain likes easy. So I find it very amusing that in Boston, they complain that the roads have no logical reasoning to how they're laid out. We'll come to find out the roads in Boston are all based on tracks from the cattle, because the cattle too experience the law of least resistance. And so if they came across a rock or a mountain or a river, they found a different way, the easiest way for them to move forward. And as time went on and we went more to horseback and horse and carriage and then into cars, they created the system based on those paths of least resistance. Same thing happens in your brain. This resistance, some people call it self-sabotage. This resistance is there for a reason. Where does it come from? It comes from belief systems that you've created, perhaps incorrectly, or in other words, you've made up a story around that, and there's studies that show that actually that's what our brain does. If it doesn't have the full story, it fills in the blanks and makes it up. And we create our belief systems over that made up experience. So there's part, thank you for the like. So there's that it is a belief system. It could be true based on the past. It could be a perception based on the past. Also, it comes from being told. And so creating a belief around something that you were told it was about you. You always act like your grandmother. You're going to be as fat as your great-grandmother. You'll never amount to anything. You're so stupid. People are told these type of things. And as a child, you believe it because they're a person of authority. Totally misguided because you're none of those things. And It comes from experiences, and we've created a conclusion about ourselves because of those experiences. It actually can come from generations. I have many clients who have experienced belief systems based on their parents or their grandparents, or even further beyond in their genetic patterning, to experience the same pattern over and over again. It's all resistance, it's all blocks, and you're going to find the path to least resistance. So, trying to lose weight. And you have a choice. We've talked about choices over the past week or so. And you have a choice between another piece of chocolate cake or sticking to the program that you're on. The path to least resistance for many of us who've been dieting over most of our lifetime is to move to the second piece of chocolate cake, and then the third and fourth. Helps us feel better for a little bit. And that's because that's the path we've always taken. That formation of that neural pathway was the path we've always taken. And so therefore it reassures that pathway in our brain that that's the way we want it to be. Then the resistance comes up around, well, should and shouldn't. And then, what was wrong with me? I'm broken. I'll never be fixed. I'll never be able to lose weight. Totally all untrue. The truth is there is no broken. There's no need to be fixed. It's a block that's been created. That's it. And you're choosing the path of least resistance because that's what you've always done in the past. It can be, to change this, it can be as easy as thinking about it and just telling yourself no. That's how I started my own weight loss journey, is I just started saying no to the thought patterns that I had about judgment and criticism while I was cutting back on my portions and eating whatever I wanted because I didn't want to diet anymore. Dieting meant cabbage soup and crazy foods. And I didn't want that. I had fast food every day and I wanted to keep enjoying it, so I just ate smaller portions. In the meantime, saying no to the criticism and judgment of what's wrong with you, you're eating French fries, because it was never on any other program I'd been on before. The mental diet was the key in changing all of my belief systems in the path of least resistance. Now, here's what's fun about humans is we want more, we want to grow, and we want to change. So, for the better, right? We want more for the better. And so as my weight started releasing, my choices of food preferences changed. And therefore the path of least resistance was to choose healthier options easily and effortlessly. And this can happen for you too. Part of it is a mental consciousness. And part of it is looking at what's happening for you through curiosity rather than judgment and criticism. Resistance is normal, absolutely normal, even when it's not for your best interest. And wanting something different is absolutely normal too. Wanting to be healthy. So I talked about the foundations yesterday. Having a solid foundation, that will be helpful so that you can move forward. Because that solid foundation of I want to be healthy rather than I need to lose weight. You feel the difference? I choose to be healthy. I choose to feel fit. I choose to feel slim. I choose to feel confident. I choose to feel happy for no reason whatsoever. From I need to stay on this diet because they told me so. I have to lose weight because my blood pressure is too high. Really good reason, but a lot of people still stay with their resistance. I need to, I should, I have to are all very judging phrases. It means you haven't, and you haven't done it yet. So then brings guilt and remorse and regret. So watch your words, watch your language. I spoke to somebody, it's really interesting to me that even with a physician telling them you need to release weight, a person I was chatting with said, I said, how are you doing with your weight? I'd had a previous conversation with her and she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. It was around the holidays. I don't want to, not ready. But even with the physician telling her that her weight is causing problems, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, just on the verge of diabetes, when I asked her how her weight was doing, how's she doing with her weight loss, she goes, oh, I'm watching it. I'm watching it go up and down. So the path of least resistance for her was to be stuck at that weight. The path of least resistance was to experience everything that she was experiencing health-wise and emotionally around her weight. Again, nothing wrong with her, nothing broken. However, she has to have the foundation of that she really wants to be healthy. She's choosing to be healthy rather than losing weight. And for most of us, those aren't as separated because we've had in our mind programmed for all these years that losing weight is about being healthy. There are so many, it just floors me. There's so many different diets, and there's a new one almost every year. The keto phase has been going on for several years, which surprises me, but I see different names and a little bit of adjustments or tweaks to that diet, which really, it fascinates me because everyone's looking for the answer in the diet. And as I spoke about ineffective ways, choices to get results, putting all your faith and belief in the process, which is the diet, will never serve you. You'll never get the results you want. Creating a foundation of I want to be healthy takes away the shoulds, can'ts, won'ts, have tos, need tos. I'm hoping this is making a lot of sense to you. It's a really bizarre concept for most of us to realize that we all have. Our energy wants to go down the path of least resistance, and we all have them, and they're ingrained in us, and we can change them. But also that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't have to be fixed. It's actually a great thing to see where your resistance is at, so we can start working on where to come from, and you can release that. And then it becomes so much more at ease to stay on a program that's healthy for you. So until tomorrow, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I love to hear from people. Direct message me. Let me know if you have questions about what I'm chatting about, if it's not clear for you. If you're like, that makes a little bit of sense, but I don't understand, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, sending you all love. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone.